Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack on Production. Today I'm Bancroft, being joined once again by Jimmy, Jake, and this time a newcomer, Jason, and like always, Fluff.
All right, howdy.
What's going on, y'all?
What's on, fellas?
What's up, people? I was just reading the Urban Dictionary for yak shaving. It's pretty funny.
And with that being said, like always, there's buttons. Feel free to click them, they're there for a reason. Today's matchup is an interesting matchup. It is a deck that I've played before and a deck that I almost built, but Jake beat me to the punch. Jake is playing a take on Tien, which involves the hand, while Jason is playing Broly BR. Guys, take it away.
Tien has been a fun deck for me to pilot, but not a fun deck for people to play against, is the consensus I got after last weekend.
That's
hand control is, like we always say, really dominant, and I really don't know what to say here other than I'm sorry for bringing a deck like this to locals. But Tien is like not your traditional hand control deck. There's a lot more you can do, like with the battle cards and unisons in the deck, other than just attacking the opponent's hand.
So, Jason, you had a pretty standard Broly opening turn. Going first with Broly, in my experience, has been kind of like a mixed bag where you get the energy advantage and it lets you really pop off hard when you can go directly into your 5-drop earlier. But it almost feels like a waste sometimes to play some of your like little weenies in the Broly chain because they're so easily removed. So do you find yourself in experiences where you go first choosing not to play the promo and just going directly towards Planet Bomba, or was that just one of the choices that you had to make because you did not have access to the promo at the time?
Yeah, that was the only card I had at the time to play from the field card. So I chose that one just so I could get. So I played Ba so I could get to the 3 because I didn't think I had the 3 in my hand at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I had already another 1-drop in my hand already.
Gotcha.
So I didn't get the promo. I just went with that. And then depending on like going first, if I don't get the promo and I go second, usually I will wait an extra turn just to kind of see what the opponent is doing. But if I usually go first and I get the promo, I usually always go for the promo first.
Of course.
And here's trading blows, turn 1, just to help pick at the hand. And I totally agree with the disadvantage of not having your tournament pack Brolys on turn 1. I played Red Broly for a while as well, and that card is just so instrumental to the start of your game that it just feels really sluggish when you don't have access to it.
Yeah. And I run 3 in the deck, so most of the time I usually see it pretty quickly in the game. So that was kind of rare that I didn't either have it in my hand already or get it off the field card.
And Jake, that is such a dirty turn 1 play. If you don't know what the trading blows on Goku, I believe it's if your opponent has 5 or more cards in hand, they discard 1.
That's correct.
For a 1-drop that you play so early and then have access to the I forgot the name of the Goku. I apologize. Being able to play the Xeno Goku off of that and get a 15k crit on turn 1 and make your opponent discard a card is just disgusting value.
Yeah, the only restriction on that card is that you need a green world tournament leader, and lucky for us now we actually have a powerful one in Tien.
Of course.
So this card has actually kind of been brought back to life from a bygone era by new stuff that has come out, which is one of my favorite things like in card games, and which is why I really like Dragon Ball and how the format doesn't rotate. It allows new stuff to interact with older cards and create new archetypes.
So going over the edits for this video, I did a couple of questions, and it might just because of the time of you all just playing it. But the leader, if correct, could give himself crit by taking a life, right?
On the Broly, yes.
Yes. Combining that with a double strike Champa, I felt like would have been a better combo. Was there a reason why you didn't go that route with it?
The reason why I didn't go that route with it is because I didn't want to take the life because I didn't have the 4-drop in my hand at the time.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I kind of wanted to wait to see what his next turn was before I started taking more life.
Yeah, it's always difficult to make that call against a leader you're not familiar with.
Yeah. Because I only knew probably maybe 3 or 4 cards out of his deck what they actually did.
It's not nice. They're not nice things.
And adding to this disgusting combo, that Bardock Unison is such a underrated card. Like, I know people are not the biggest fans of green right now. People are kind of catching on the power of the green cards. But that Unison is so overlooked in favor of like the Demigra and the Majin Vegeta Unison, and even the Dark Broly Unison is seeing a lot of play. Where this Bardock Unison has one of the most powerful effects in this game, I believe, and one of the game's biggest mechanics is the combo system. And Bardock just saying one of your combos is just null and void is so powerful, and it's such a undervalued skill.
Yeah. Not only does it have the hand control with getting rid of a 1-drop, but yeah, once per turn, goodbye to a combo. It can either be a good push card or even a good defensive card, and it's just gone.
Mm-hmm. And with so many cards having after combo effects, like the Bardock Apes, or I've seen some of the old Set 7 U6 stuff kind of seeing a little bit more play lately in yellow decks. That Bardock can shut down a lot of that and make a entire strategy kind of not possible to play.
Oh, I was playing this TN list on Untap earlier today, and it was huge against Mecha Frieza.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely massive.
So many decks right now are trying to advantage the combo step, and that Bardock, on top of hand control, is just applying a different type of uninteractable pressure onto your opponent, especially for decks that need to combo their cards to get them out, like Apes in Mecha Frieza or a rival-based strategies. So stuff like Mecha Frieza, Cell, Android 21 on the channel has been a very a rival-based deck, but then we have decks like Launch and King Piccolo. I mean, it's just crazy how much that Unison impacts the state of the game right now. It's a fantastic meta call.
So I wanted to go over, because while recording the video, both Jake and Jason were talking about it, and I didn't want you guys to miss out on this opportunity. Last week, Jason, you went 3-0, but you changed up your secret rare.
I did. I took the Super Saiyan 4 Broly out and put the heroin, not heroin, but heroin SPR in.
Heroin's lineage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be quite honest, I might actually put that back in and take the Super Saiyan 4 Broly back out.
And I completely agree with that call. Like, Super Saiyan 4 Broly is a absurdly powerful card, but it's a win more card in Red Broly, where you can win just based off of the 1 through 5 drop chain. You don't even really need to see the 6 drop a lot of the times to win the game. And if you're able to do in the game with the 5 drop and not even have to see your top end, what's the point of running a secret rare that is a further push onto the path of the 6 drop?
Yeah, and exactly, and that's exactly how my next match after this one went. Like, I didn't end up playing the 6 drop at all, going into the 5, and then rounding up again all the way up to the 4-drop, and then double striping with Champa to win the match.
Yeah. So being able to take away your opponent's win con with Heroine's Lineage while you have so many win cons in your deck already, I think it's better to deny your opponent that resource than basically quadruple up on your resource.
And I think that just speaks to the power of playing the same deck continually. When I was playing Red Broly, Jason was the player I was stealing all of my tech from. And after tonight, I think I'm going to continue to do so. Like, that just sounds so wild. I mean, you already have the unisons that can go grab Fearless Pan for like a wide board kill turn. You can go tall. And now with Heroine's Lineage, you can be defensive as well for very cheap energy. I really like that call, you guys. I think if Red Broly stays in the meta, we might see more of that.
And it's a significantly cheaper option for people that don't have access to the SS4 Broly.
Oh, massively.
Yeah.
With the reprints coming, I believe that's getting reprinted, right? It's Vermilion Bloodlines and
Rise of the Unison Warrior. Yeah, so set 10 and set 11.
Yeah, so maybe it'll drop down a little bit, but I still think Heroine's Lineage is going to be a much cheaper option overall.
Well, I know for sure once we got Supreme Kai of Time, we for sure saw a shift where it almost took Red Broly out of like tier 1 because that deck is so good against Red Broly. Or that card is so good against Red Broly, but it's also really good in Red Broly. And I think Heroine's Lineage is even better than that card. For the Red Broly player.
Yeah.
And I will say for a Broly matchup, Dormant Potential is one of the worst things you could probably see.
Yeah.
Didn't want to let that sneak by.
No. And if your opponent's playing green, there's a solid chance that they've got it. So here, I'm going to block with Chaozu and go grab a Tien. Now that one of my tokens is gone, I can replace my Triad and turn my KO ability back on.
Which is such a scary ability. Like, it's such a big cost on the Tien player to keep 3 multiform tokens or 3 Tiens in play, and exactly 3. But it's just such a powerful ability to have on a leader.
Well, the trading moves has barrier, and it's proven to be pretty sticky in testing so far. I mean, there are a few things like the 5-drop Ribrianne, and there's like a Vegeta Unison that will wipe it from the field, but not a lot in the meta right now hits barrier. Mm-hmm. And as long as you don't run your tokens into like a Dormant Potential or something like that, you're good to go.
Spot removal is definitively becoming more and more important as the game moves along. Being able to remove particular problem cards off of your opponent's field. Like in mine and Bancroft's match, it was the Android 17 that was causing me a lot of problems, and then the Goku hit. But if you look at like this match, there's the 3-drop Tien that's a problem. There's the Goku that's putting recurrent crit pressure and is going to warp off a Brawly piece whenever Jake decides that's what he wants to do.
So, real quick, this was a very tricky situation when going back over it. I think Jake does mention it prior. But you use the auto to kill the 3-drop, which I thought you did.
I did earlier in the game. This time, I thought he was already on his backside because he was at 1 life, so I didn't want to pop the 3, let him free swap into the 4, and rip a card out of my hand that I'm trying to kill him with.
But you could just KO the block before he even blocks, though.
Yeah, but then I don't get my 2 for 1.
It's fair. So
here I'm just comboing heavy. It's a kind of a degenerate thing to do with a hand control deck is to combo heavy early in the turn, drain your opponent of resources, and then Ribrianne away what they have left. I was kind of out for blood this weekend, and you see, I picked up a game there. I really enjoy playing this deck, but I don't know if I'm going to bring it back to locals, just considering how unpopular hand control is.
I think we've talked a lot on this channel about the we call it a degenerate strategy of hand control. It is a very annoying strategy to play against, and in some decks it just feels completely unfair. But I still think that it is worth to see a variety of decks at locals. So I have no issue playing against this TN list again. Of course, I played green last week, so I can't talk much about it. I played a green hand control style deck, so I can't talk very much, but
we're monsters.
So, like, I would rather play against, a red Broly and then a TN and then Android Bancroft's Android 21 than sit down and face Dark Broly all night, because it would be monotonous. While it's so
jive with that.
So while it's so annoying to set against you and be like, man, like what the hell, Jake? I thought we were homies and you're out here like playing Ribrianne on me. Like, it's annoying, it's frustrating, but I'd rather do that than have a monotonous week of people playing decks they don't like.
Well, and honestly, the only way to get used to playing against hand control is to play against hand control. Yeah. And we can take that opportunity from the channel and kind of show. I think on the channel so far, we've shown like Go Tinks, and we've shown Brawly, we've shown Cell Maidens. I think Jimmy's got a Maiden deck this week that everyone will get to see, and then two players have played TN. So I think it's great to expose green as a really strong strategy that can, in a lot of ways, hang with other strategies. And I feel like it's one of those things that red or green is probably the gatekeeper to tier 1. Like, the decks that are extremely relevant within the meta as far as tier 1 on a local or competitive level are decks that can beat green before hand control becomes an issue.
I mean, Dark Broly does so much out of its graveyard. Hand control kind of just helps them out.
Yeah. And King Piccolo plays out of their life, so hand control doesn't kill them completely.
Yeah, and I definitely want another rematch, Jake. So don't take that deck away too soon.
All right. Talk me into it.
Jason, stop encouraging him. What the fuck, dude?
I'll be honest, no one's beaten me that bad with the Broly deck. Not even Austin with his crazy cooler deck or any of his King Piccolo deck.
Honestly, I think it was kind of just a match made in hell. Like you didn't hit your early start, and I pretty much hit my god hand.
Yeah.
And with that being said, thank you all for tuning in. Like we said earlier, there's buttons. Feel free to click them. And Jason, we like to do a thing called last words, where you kind of give like Jake, let's do you as an example.
If you want to win, you have to practice. And don't hate me, I didn't get my Ribriannes until 2021.
Jason, do you have any?
Yeah, practice and practice and practice. That's all I have to say. Play the game.
Jimmy?
I take back everything I said to Jake earlier. If Jake brings that deck, I'm going to be very upset with him.
And with that being said, Fluff, would you lead us out?
We are all going to conspire to play hand control one weekend. So it's just going to be like 7 hand control players, and then like Jimmy playing baby by himself.
Deck checks before the event. If you play the new Deborah that's coming out, you're banned from the shop.
Ooh, like it. Or the yellow Gohan.
Either one.
Yeah. All right, I'm calling an audible. The Mercenary Towel is unbanned.
Okay, I guess I'm playing Baby 2.
To hell with you all. I'm playing Crisis Crusher. Actually, Crisis Crusher doesn't get you out of that, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It sure doesn't. Well, shows what I know. Read your cards, know your plays. Let us make mistakes so you don't have to. And as always, fluff out.